All right, good morning. Good morning. 3 days away from football. Happy Thursday morning. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 3 days away from football. I'm recording this in the middle of the night. 5 moves the Bears need to make to turn things around. How many will they make this week? Probably none, honestly. I think Ryan Poles and company are really in the attitude and mindset of developing the guys on the team and trying to force their way to work through this. I think it's insanity. I think it's a stupid mental. Well, they might do one of these things. But I'm going to give 5 suggestions I think the Bears should do to be able to turn things around a little bit easier. I think things are going to start turning around. We've talked about the schedule. We talked about where those things stand with the Bears, how it's going to lighten up for the next 8 weeks. But they really got to make the moves to get this team gelling together and address the problems that are the elephant in the room. And there are several of them. But thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate all of you guys. Let's get right into this.
Bear down, sports making Chicago proud.
So as I mentioned, the schedule is going to lighten up here just a little bit. We'll make this bear down pointer a little bit smaller. It's on the bye week right now. Got the Cowboys, then the Raiders, bye week, then Commanders, maybe with or without Jaden Daniels. We'll see. The Saints, one of the easiest teams in the league. Then you got the Ravens. We're going to lose the Ravens. Then you got the Bengals, who are without, their star quarterback. Jake Browning's played well, though, but missing some key pieces there and a rough offensive line. And the Giants. So this next little stretch here from the Cowboys down to the Giants should have a seriously winnable game. So this is my official predictions before the season began. I said every one of these divisional games is a toss-up, 50-50 win-loss. So this is going 3-3 in division according to 11-6. So if we go 2-4, it would be 10-7 according to my projections. So we're okay, but we got to start turning things around. There needs to be some changes. So here's yesterday's injury report. It's too early in the morning for today's injury report to come out, but some not good news. 3 defensive backs, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Jones, all on the injured list. Jalen Johnson officially not on the IR yet. That should be coming any day. You'd think that would go with a coinciding move. It's probably going to be something really stupid, like the Bears bringing somebody up from the practice squad like Dallas Flowers. Oh my gosh, we got to sign someone. We got to bring in some actual heavy-hitting help, and I'll get to that. But Grady Jarrett did not practice on Wednesday. I would assume that's just vet, older man, getting a little bit of rest. TJ Edwards, hamstring, that worries me quite a bit. But Noah Sewell and Ruben Hippolyte have both played very well. So I'm not as worried about the linebacker position. I'm more worried about those defensive backs. Karan Amagaji, probably not going to play anyways, but he's limited. DeAndre Swift limited, probably just trying to rest him, and Ja'Day Walker is useful on special teams. We'll see if he ever gets any reps at wide receiver. Probably not. But let's go into the 5 changes I think we need to make. So I brought this up earlier, cover up some of these teams at the top. The Bears right now are 25th in pass block efficiency in the league. Okay. So they've allowed 28 pressures, 81.2 pass block efficiency grade overall. And we pointed out the problem here. Braxton Jones is having a horrible year. Whether he's coming back from injury and just not up to himself yet, he's not playing like he was right before he went out. Right before he got injured, he was one of the top left tackles in the entire league. Only gave up a couple pressures over the last 3.5 games. It was good enough to be the second highest rated left tackle in the league over that span. Over those last 3.5 games. He's not back. Will he ever get back? I don't know. He just does not handle things really well right now. He's not kick sliding. He's not holding his base. He doesn't look good. So of the 28 pressures, Braxton Jones is responsible for 13 of those. Half of those pressures. So here's your squad, and here's the stats for the season so far so you can see it. Here's everybody. Theo Benedict at the end of the last game, because we were getting blown out, they gave Braxton Jones a little bit of a seat. They said, hey, have a seat, son. And Theo Benedict came in. He had 5 pass block opportunities and 10 run block opportunities. Okay. No pressures allowed. It's only 5 opportunities, though. So there's nothing you can really take from that and say he's earned it. But at the same time, Braxton Jones has lost it. So I really do believe the first key move we need to do, need to swap these. Need to swap Braxton Jones with Theo Benedict, give him an opportunity to start, and see what happens. Underneath here, when I point out his Braxton Jones, 87 pass block opportunities, 13 pressures. That's a pressure every 6.7 snaps, pass block snaps. On the outside, I've said a good offensive lineman, a good center needs to have a pressure no more than once every 30 snaps. An outside, a tackle, once every 20 to 25. Well, you look here at Darnell Wright, one pressure on the year, 91 pass block opportunities. His problem has not been in the pass blocking department. His has been in penalties. He's had 4 penalties this year. He and Jonah Jackson, 3 penalties for Jonah Jackson. That side of the right side here, these two guys have accounted for a lot of penalties, 7 of them between the two of them. So that's not their issue. Braxton Jones' issue, he's allowing the pressure. 1 every 7 snaps is absolutely terrible. So recommendation number 1, this needs to happen this week. They brought Theo Bennett in at the end of the game, didn't allow pressure. It was only 5 pass block snaps. I get that. So there's only so much you can glean from that, but he deserves an opportunity. Braxton Jones has lost his opportunity is more important on that, on the way that we phrase that. All right, number 2, and this is a jumbled mess, and I apologize for this, but I'm just covering up the practice squad guys right here. That's the only thing I'm over. Injured reserve. Deion Hankins out for the season, so he's out for the entire season. Travis Homer out for a couple more games. Britton Brown, practice squad player. Our running back room is looking terrible at this point. So this is a couple of posts from Twitter. Bears run game, 1.89 yards before contact per attempt. Negative EPA per rush is 31st in the league. Success rate of 24.4%, 32nd in the league. Everyone knew this would happen, is basically what he was saying. So per Next Gen Stats, the Bears ranked 2nd best in yards before contact per rush and are dead last in yards after contact per rush through the first 2 weeks. So that's not good. You look right here, 2024 season, it wasn't any better. DeAndre Swift, 2.46 yards after contact. Roschon Johnson, 2.07. Travis Homer, 2. Darrington Evans, 1. Well, this year, Kyle Monangai, 2.14. DeAndre Swift, 2.10. And they're just not giving Kyle Monangai enough reps. He's only had 7 attempts so far for 28 yards, so it's not bad. But he's not getting enough reps. He needs an opportunity to develop in the league. If we're really going to use him like he was, meant to be a rotational guy with DeAndre Swift, we're going to have to start using him. In college, Kyle Monangai, his last season, had 66 missed tackles forced in his last season. That was 10th most in all of college football. And that was in a power conference, so with Rutgers. So he had ample opportunity there to break tackles. We need to be seeing what we can do with him. The other thing I don't understand, and I'm going to point this out, Roschon Johnson, I get he had concussions last year. He was healthy this last game, and he played on special teams, but we didn't use him in the backfield at all. And if it wasn't working with DeAndre Swift and it wasn't working with Kyle Monangai, why are we not? He was a 4th rounder that had an elusiveness grade off the charts in college. Are we just done developing Roschon Johnson? Is he toast? So my recommendation number 2, Kyle Monangai needs some more reps. Maybe why aren't we rotating Roschon Johnson in? But there's another one. You guys know how I like to look up these players and keep tabs on players. Here's one you want to know about. Take me off or take me down real low right here. This is Lawrence Toafili. So out of Florida State. Here is in preseason up top here. Here's preseason. Missed tackles forced 8 in only 15 attempts. And 79 yards, 5.3 per attempt, and 4.53 yards after contact. He looked really solid. Here's his game log. All 3 games looked really good, and it was consistent. 4 missed tackles against the Packers, 2 against the Giants, 2 against Philly. He was with the Jets. He's cut now. He's a free agent. We can bring him in on the practice squad if we wanted to. So I don't understand why we don't at least bring him in on the practice squad. Now, Audric Estime is on a practice squad as well, but you look at his only 2.24 yards after contact, and a lot of us wanted us to sign him. But right here, 4.53 is phenomenal. Yards after contact, 68 this preseason. Now, the Jets are just overloaded on and running back. I mean, you've got Braylon Allen, you've got who's their main running back? Breece Hall, you've got Isaiah Davis, and then they're just loaded at running back. And then of course Justin Fields was injured, but they're loaded at running back. So they let Lawrence Toafili go. He looked so good in the preseason. So I'm just bringing one highlight up from the preseason. Watch his moves. Watch his juke move here. He's going to juke the defender out. This is for a touchdown. You see they snapped it around the 18-17 yard line. Takes it through the hole, hits the hole well, jukes that. I mean, let's take this back here. Right here. Look at that. Fake step, juke, and he's going to go left. He jukes this Eagles defender out of his jock, man. Other way.
Lawrence Toafili, rookie.
I don't know, guys. I can't be the only person who's looking into Lawrence Toafili. Ryan Poles, I know you don't watch my videos, man, and I know you're really ignorant to every single one of us who actually do a little bit of, you take advantage of the fact that we're diehard fans of this freaking team. Go sign Lawrence Toafili to the practice squad. Let Eric Bieniemy work with him. Every freaking thing on this kid has looked good so far. He had the touchdown, 68 yards after contact, 79 yards total, 5.3 yards per attempt. Give the kid a shot. Bring him at least into the practice squad. And heck, I don't know. This is, our running back room is not sufficient, is what I should say. We're just not sufficient yet, and this is a no-brainer to me to bring Lawrence Toafili in. All right, next up, let's hit the cornerback room because this is ugly. I mean, this is so ugly. And there's so many things. So Jalen Johnson is not on the IR yet. And when he does get moved to the IR, I would assume this week, either one of these three guys is going to get moved up to the practice squad to be this fill-in here, or we're going to have to sign someone. I recommend we sign someone. I'm not even like ignorant. I just bring in the best vet you can. He might be older, but Stephon Gilmore, a great option for the Bears. I mean, he's a vet. He should be able to step in and play very well. But here's what we have right now. You got Kyler Gordon, who hasn't played this season yet. Here's our stats so far from our cornerbacks. 158.3 is a terrible passer. It's the absolute worst NFL pass rating against you can have. Nick McLeod is at a 157.8. So we have two cornerbacks who are our starting. Well, Nick McLeod is our nickel right now because Kyler Gordon's been out. Josh Blackwell is healthy. Same thing with Roschon Johnson. I don't understand this. Josh Blackwell is terrible against the run. He can't tackle. He can't hit a hole. So being in the box, being the nickel, the slot nickel, I can see the liability of why they don't want to play him. He also plays on special teams too. So Josh Blackwell played on special teams this last game. Nick McLeod started. Look at this 157.8. He's allowed 2 touchdowns, no defensive. This is dropped interceptions. So no interception opportunities, no interceptions, no pass breakups. 99 yards against him. 7 out of 8 targets have been caught. Tyreek Stevens, 7 out of 8 have been caught. 1 pass breakup, 1 touchdown against him too. Both these guys are playing like trash. Jalen Johnson, on the other side, played really well, up to his standard. 1 pass breakup, 52.1 NFL pass rating against him, but now he's injured. So Nahshon Wright needs to fill in, and he's been okay. He had the interception for a touchdown. He had a touchdown against him. 2 for 4 passes have been caught. I'm more comfortable with Nahshon Wright than Tyreek Stevenson. And Jalen Jones, who we re-signed with the Bears last year, had 65 coverage opportunities with a 92.1 NFL pass rating against him when targeted, 2 pass breakups, 0 touchdowns allowed, 0 interceptions, but 7 out of 10, so an even 70% receptions against him last year. I'm not super comfortable with that. I don't know why Josh Blackwell, with a 41.7 NFL pass rating against him last year and an interception, is not starting over Nick McLeod. I don't understand that one. I don't understand a lot of things with this team. I know they're bringing in the whole new coaching staff and they're taking their guys and what they've liked, but Nick McLeod does not look good at all in the slot. He's got a 33.7 coverage grade. I say anybody below 40 needs to be cut. So do we need to cut Nick? Nobody needs to hit the bench. And Josh Blackwell needs to start this game. Josh Blackwell has filled in really well at nickel. Really well. Last year, 41.7 NFL pass rating when targeted. That's really good. Let the linebackers hit the hole. I understand you need to blitz sometimes. I understand there's different packages you need to use. Heck, bring in Kwani B, who's freaking yapping away again on Twitter. Give him an opportunity to come blitz off the edge and drop Josh Blackwell back in coverage if that's what you have to do. There's different stunts you can pull off. There's different coverage schemes you can pull. Dennis Allen is not a stupid man. He can make it work. So there's got to be something they can do to get Josh Blackwell to start there. Jalen Jones and Tyreek Stevenson probably should start. Tyreek Stevenson's going to start. That's just the way it is. And that makes me uncomfortable. But I feel like there's more that needs to be done here, and we need to pick someone up. And I'll show you Stephon Gilmore here in a minute. But on the defensive line part, Here's my other frustration. Now, Tano Passignon, I still don't have his name right, guys. Just don't hate me for it. He's being called up each week, which is fine. He needs to be on the permanent roster as of this point right now. You can see down here, and I know this is really small, but Montez Sweat has the best defensive grade. Tano has the second best. Grady Jarrett, Tayo Odengbo, then Andrew Billings. Jervon Dexter's playing like absolute freaking dog crap. Chris Williams and Dominic Robinson need to be cut. Chris Williams hasn't had a pressure all year, and he's just out there looking like a waste of space. So Chris Williams, who I said we should cut before the season, who would have saved us $3 million plus. Dominic Robinson, who I had hoped that they could try to develop. He was the right size for a Dennis Allen type of defensive end. He's not a defensive end in the NFL. So cut him, bring Tano up, and then bring another guy in. And I'm not saying the Bears are going to – I don't think they're going to do that, but Carl Lawson's still out there. But we sat around while Zadarius Smith signed with the Eagles. I don't know if we offered him or not. Maybe we did try, and we just didn't get him, and he wanted to go to someone like the Eagles. But now Preston Smith has signed. He's gone. Carl Lawson's basically the only guy left, and I don't think that's great either. So really what we need to do is cut Dominic Robinson, bring Tano Passignon in permanently. I mean, he'll rotate with Montez Sweat and Tayo Odengbo until Austin Booker gets back and see what he can do over 2 weeks. The other one that frustrates me is Chris Williams getting all these reps and all these snaps and doing absolutely nothing, while Shamar Turner, a second rounder, is a healthy scratch. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. So my recommendations here on the defensive line: cut Chris Williams and Dominic Robinson today. Get rid of them. They are a waste of space, and they are not helping this team. Right now, the Bears have 3 sacks. They're ranked 25th, tied for 25th in the league. And they have pressures generated of only 13, which ranks 21st in the league. We just flat out are not affecting the quarterback. We had 5 pressures last week. 5. No sacks. 0 against Jared Goff. You wonder why they put 52 points up on us? We can't get to him. We can't disrupt him. And then they dissect us with our secondary. It's got to change. So cut those 2, elevate Tano. Let him see what he can do the next 2 weeks regularly until Booker is able to come back, and then rotate Shamar Turner in. Wasted reps of Williams need to be over, so they need to be gone. Rotate Turner, Jarrett, Dexter, and Billings. Rotate those 4 guys. See what you've got in Turner. Then if it doesn't work over these next 2 weeks, there's a whole slew of mess. You can pause this and look at this if you want to, guys. But here's my recommendation, guys. I'm going to put myself right in front of Carl. I'll put myself right in front of Christian Wilkins. Now, I understand there's controversy around Christian Wilkins, but he's such a great defensive interior guy. He gets pressure. He tackles. He got a huge 4-year, 130, 40 million, whatever it was, for a reason. Now, he's been cut. He's getting paid by the Raiders right now. They are in grievance, so I don't know if he can be signed right now. But if he can, some of that's going to be eaten up by what the Raiders are paying him. And the Bears, I don't know the salary cap implications. I'm going to be honest. And the Bears don't have a ton of salary cap. But if they can sign him for less than $5 million and the Raiders are paying the rest of his bill, great. Bring in Christian Wilkins today. Now, my understanding is he wants to be with the contender, so maybe he won't want to sign with the Bears. But he could be such a disruptive force for the Bears. 10 sacks, 58 pressures 2 seasons ago, the last time he was healthy, and 563 pass rush opportunities. That's just freaking phenomenal. Now, last year with Las Vegas, he was injured. Christian Wilkins, I would welcome open arms in. I just don't know if the Bears are going to fork out or figure out how to make it work financially with him. Carl Lawson up here, you can see last season was a little bit down with Dallas. Still 6 sacks and 292 pass rush opportunities, and we need pressure. He's always gotten consistent. 6 last year was great. 15 hurries on those 292 opportunities. That's really good. So is he past his prime? Probably. Is there still some juice left in the tank? I'd love to bring him in on a vet minimum deal, on some kind of low-level deal, and see what we can do. I don't know who's reaching out to him, but we're running out of options here. Was Zadarius Smith gone? Preston Smith gone? And then the last thing here, Stephon Gilmore, he's been a staple of consistency over the years with Buffalo and New England. Now he's been bouncing around a little with Carolina, Indianapolis, Dallas, Minnesota. Still a good player. Is he excellent? Probably not. Other people say Asante Samuel Jr. Remember, that's not Asante Samuel. That's not his dad. So Asante Samuel Jr. is really just an experiment at this point. The only real one that I like would be Stephon Gilmore. And even the great tackler, good run defense, a little bit of coverage issues, not terrible though. I mean, not worse than better than anybody we have on the team right now that's healthy. The issue there is that we had right here, these are your starters. Jalen Johnson and Terrell Smith should have legitimately been your starters this year. A lot of people think Tyreek, but if you've been watching my channel, I tell you, Tyreek Stevenson, I've said this all along. This isn't something I'm saying now that he's getting cooked and toasted. Like, Tyreek Stevenson is not a great man-to-man coverage. And Dennis Allen's defense relies on a lot of man-to-man coverage. This is the very first play of the game against the Lions from scrimmage. And you'll see, I mean, where's my pointer at? Hold on. Bear down pointer. Got to bring it to the top. Get it up here. All right, bear down pointer. Man, it's still not on top. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. Now it's on top. All right, so you got Tyreek Stevenson over here in coverage, and you're going to see Amon-Ra St. Brown just cut across, and it's just, it's so ugly. I mean, it's just, he can't, hold on. Terrible. Terrible. So there's your major issue. These are your starting cornerbacks. Terrell Smith is great man-to-man coverage, and he should be the starter. But now you got Nahshon Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Jalen Jones. Go sign Stephon Gilmore. So those are my recommendations. First, Braxton Jones needs to be replaced this week by Theo Benedict. Number 2, we need to let Kyle Monanga have more touches. And then I don't see any reason why we don't bolster this room. Right here, Lawrence Toafili would be a great candidate to bring into the practice squad. And you can't tell me that one of these 3 cornerbacks couldn't be cut to make room. Dante Manning, Dallas Flowers, Tavarius Owens, they are not that valuable. The Bears brought them in because we knew we had this issue, so they're letting these 3 compete. Well, whatever one is the bottom man on the totem pole, cut him and bring in Toafili. See what we've got in it. We've got to develop that running back room, and there's not a lot of options to sign, guys. There's just not a lot of great guys out there to sign. So bring in running back. And then Stephon Gilmore, and then rotate. So this is a twofer. Stephon Gilmore, bring him in, and then Josh Blackwell needs to be starting over Nick McLeod, and I don't understand why he's not. I don't understand why Roschon Johnson's not getting touches either. And then we got to fix the running back room as well. We got, or I'm sorry, the defensive line room. We got to get rid of Dominique Robinson, get rid of Chris Williams, and buy time until Austin Booker's back, and maybe even bring Jamari Chroma up instead of Carl Lawson. And then I really think we should strongly consider, if we can make it work, Christian Wilkins. I wanted to sign him from Miami before he went to the Raiders, and that didn't happen. So I know a lot of information in here, a lot of crammed in stuff, but those are my recommendations of ways the Bears can really bring things along. I think all 3, 4, 5 of these options are things the Bears should consider doing. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments. I'll bet nobody even heard of Toafili before today. One of the guys that I've been keeping my eye on, and I think someone the Bears can consider, but definitely I really think Theo Benedict should start this next Sunday for sure. But again, let me know what you guys think. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I know a lot of people unsubscribed from Bears content this last week because they were pissed off. The next 8 weeks, we have a good opportunity to really add 6 wins. Probably lose to the Ravens, but 6 out of those 7 games, we could win. If we can win 6, we'll be 6-3. And then the stretch after that gets really rough. So how many wins we end up with? I don't think 11. If we can pull off 9 or 10, there's a shot we can get into the playoffs. So I don't know. I'm not ready to give up yet. I hope you guys aren't either. There's some moves we can make, and I hope Ryan Poles isn't that stubborn, because it seems that way. He sticks to his terrible decisions, and I don't like it. So anyways, I'm here for the ride. Bear down with me. We'll get through it. Until next time, Da Bears. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe. Do all that stuff. Click. Do that stuff. Until next time, Da Bears and Bear Down.
Bear down, sports making Chicago